today's video is going to be a really unexpected but incredibly exciting Hermes bag unboxing, because to be honest, I was not planning on picking up a new Hermes bag anytime soon, but when I was offered this particular bag, I just simply could not turn it down, and I think you'll understand why that is once you've seen what's in here. So today we're going to be unboxing the newest Kelly bag that's being added to my collection in exotic leather. Now, I did have a bag along these lines on my wish list, but it was definitely not with these specs because I genuinely never thought I would ever add a bag to my collection in this leather, and especially not in this color, but it is honestly one of the most special Kelly bags I have ever seen. If you can guess what's in here, definitely let us know in the comment section. But without further ado, if you'd like to unbox the newest Kelly bag that I picked up with me and also see what I bought for you guys, because we are doing a tiny little Hermes giveaway at the end of this video, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and keep on watching. I promise you I won't drag this out for too long, but I do want to give you the briefest of backstories just so you can understand how and why I have landed on this bag. So long story short, in case you don't remember, last year I was offered a chance to place a special order, which I decided not to do on the spot during my appointment because unfortunately Lizard, which is what I was looking to request during the special order experience, was not offered on the menu, and I could not ask for a bag in alligator either. So instead, I kindly asked my advisor to help me get a bag in a really special finish, and I have basically been on the hunt for a lizard bag ever since. Now, what's really tough about lizard bags is, number one, they are incredibly rare, and number two is that they are only available in a handful of different styles. So when it comes to lizard quota bags, they are only available in, when it comes to a Birkin, which I was really not looking for, another Birkin, they are only available in size 20 and size 25. 20 has been insanely hard to get, so I was really not hoping for a Birkin 20, and a Birkin 25 is really not something that I would add to my collection again, just because after owning a Birkin 25 and a Kelly 25, now I know that I'm really not a 25 kind of guy. And then when it comes to a Kelly bag, Lizard was traditionally available in a Kelly 25, in a Mini Kelly, which I have not been reaching for my Mini Kellys, and a Kelly Pochette, and then it's also being introduced in a Kelly Dance for fall winter, but again, a Kelly Dance is not something that I would be interested in. So when I was asked earlier this year what bags I would like to be considered for, I said that I would love to add another Kelly Pochette to my collection. I did buy a Kelly Pochette a few years ago in Swift, and it is one of I think it is one of my favorite styles of Hermes bags. I love how casual, simple, and easy it is, while staying true to the heritage of the brand, even though it's not a bag that I have really been reaching for these days, just because I am not someone who's been carrying a lot of mini bags. It is still something that I really appreciate the look of. So I landed on asking for a Kelly Pochette in a special finish. I was mainly hoping for a Kelly Pochette in lizard, but I did say that I would consider it in any unique leather and any unique finish, because when it comes to the Kelly Pochette, more often than not, you will find it in Swift. In the past, it was also available in Epsom, but it has not been in production in Epsom for many years at this point. And then it's also available in all three main exotic leathers. So you'll find it in lizard, ostrich, and alligator, both in shiny and matte alligator. So in here, we do have a Kelly Pochette in a really unique exotic leather, and what makes it even more special is the color, because this is a relatively new color that is being done in this particular exotic skin. So without further ado, let's go ahead and unbox this bag together. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts on this piece in the comment section. So of course we have the ribbon, which it is quite special. We do have the 2024 themed ribbon, which 2024 is all about celebrating the Hermes mothership, the Fubboard boutique. And if I open the box, the first thing that we have here is, of course, the leather care card. As you know, Hermes bags don't come with cards of authenticity, but some exotic skins will come with sites. Others won't. Sites have nothing to do with the authenticity of the piece. They just basically prove that the leather used to craft the bag was ethically sourced and they did not use any sort of endangered animals to craft your bags. This particular exotic skin does not come with sides. However, yep, I remember this correctly. So this leather also comes with this particular care card, which is specifically made for, I think Hermes calls it precious leathers. Yeah, Hermes, they don't call them exotic leathers, they call them precious leathers. So it is a precious leather, but it does not come with sides. All leather Hermes bags should come with this care card, but if it's not made of precious leather, it will just basically introduce you to the world of Hermes leathers. But if you pick up a bag in exotic skin, it should come with one of these little booklets, which just gives you some more insights into the wear and tear of exotic leathers and how you should care for them. Long story short, you shouldn't. You should be incredibly careful with your exotic bags because most of them tend to be quite fragile. And if something happens to your bag, do not try to fix it at home. Instead, take it back to Hermes and trust the experts, the Hermes craftspeople, to look after it for you, which I do have an in-depth video on my Hermes spa experience, which I can make sure to link up here for you. But I should stop rambling and get on with the unboxing. So without further ado, let me introduce you to one of the most magnificent Kelly bags I have ever seen, which is a Kelly Pochette in ostrich leather in the color Nata with gold hardware, which there are quite a few things that make this bag really special. Number one, it's in ostrich, which is an insanely hardy and hard-wearing exotic skin. In my opinion, it is the most hard-wearing exotic skin that's out there. It's not really prone to scratches and marks. Of course, you do not want to get this bag wet, but if something happens and you end up with a couple drops of water on this bag, it will not be the end of the world. Whereas the same things cannot be said for lizard and definitely not for alligator or crocs. When it comes to exotic skins, it is the most hard-wearing one, which I'm really happy about because that means it is a bag that can actually be used and enjoyed. And the fact that it is in Nata is quite special because the lightest color that ostrich is usually offered in is either Baton or Vanilla. They'll rarely, if ever, do it in Nata, which Nata is just a little bit more neutral than Baton, and Vanilla definitely a lot more neutral than Vanilla. And another thing that I really appreciated about this bag, other than the color, is that it came with gold hardware, because Nata, for example, in Epsom is available both with gold and palladium hardware, but I definitely prefer it with gold hardware, especially when it comes to an exotic bag. I think it just makes this leather look a lot more rich and a lot more refined. I feel like with palladium hardware, it would have looked just a little bit bland. So when I saw that it came with gold hardware, it was game over. I genuinely thought that it was one of the most beautiful bags. And then another detail that I really appreciate is that the edges are actually finished in kind of this graphite gray. It's almost black, which gives this bag this sort of pop art, almost color blocking finish, which I really liked. I feel like if it was finished in white or in a lighter gray, this bag would have ended up looking a lot softer, which there's nothing wrong with, but I personally don't think that it would have been my cup of tea. I really like the fact that it was a light color with gold hardware, but it was finished with these darker edges, which I felt gave it a little bit more spice. And the fact that the edges are so exquisitely finished also just adds to the character of the bag. Now, if you're not familiar with the Kelly Pochette, it is one of the original Mini Kellys. The Mini Kelly, when it comes to the Mini Kelly, the one that comes with the shoulder strap, because the biggest difference between a Kelly Pochette and the Mini Kelly, there are quite a few differences, but if you're new to the world of Hermes, the easiest way to tell whether you're looking at a Kelly Pochette or a Mini Kelly is to look for a shoulder strap. The Kelly Pochette does not come with a shoulder strap, whereas a Mini Kelly 22 does actually feature a shoulder strap. The Kelly Pochette is slightly larger, so these bags measure 22 centimeters, whereas the Mini Kelly measures 20 centimeters, the Mini Kelly feels a lot more structured. And because of that, it is, in my opinion, a lot more difficult to use, especially when it comes to getting in and out of this bag and trying to fit things into it, because the opening is a lot more narrow. But another detail that you can look out for if you're trying to identify what bag you're looking at is the handle, because the Kelly Pochette will always feature this more simplistic flat top handle, whereas the Mini Kelly comes with a more structured, shorter rolled handle, and I personally prefer the simplicity of this top handle. Now, if you ask me which bag I prefer, I do go back and forth. But these days, I much prefer the Kelly Pochette. I find that it's a little bit more organic looking. It looks like you're trying less hard. Also, Kelly Pochettes are a lot more rare than Mini Kellys, but I don't think one is better than the other. It just really comes down to your personal preference. Are you looking for something that is a little bit more formal looking, a little bit more petite, and something that comes with a shoulder strap? Well, in that case, the Mini Kelly would be a better option for you. But if you're looking for something that you can dress up or dress down, something that is really easy to pack, and also a piece that just feels to me, again, a lot more effortless, the Kelly Pochette, I think, is a much better choice. But you have to keep in mind that these can be a little bit tougher to find. I'm not exactly sure why that is, but I don't think Hermes makes nearly as much of these as they do of the Mini Kelly, and that's been the case since the launch of the Mini Kelly in 2015. But I think this is everything I can tell you about this bag. I will of course do some close-ups. I'll take off the felt and the stickers so you can have a proper look at this bag up close and personal. On the inside, it has the exact same layout as the Mini Kelly, except it is a little bit bigger. So this bag measures 22 centimeters, whereas the Mini Kelly 22. And when I say 2, I don't actually refer to the measurements, but I refer to the iterations. We are on the second iteration of the Mini Kelly. Those bags measure 20 centimeters, but they have the exact same layout, except the Kelly Pochette is slightly bigger, easier to get into, easier to pack, but both bags feature a single pocket in the back, and that is pretty much it. But while we're on the topic of packing these bags, this is honestly just divine timing. This shows you that it was meant to be, because 7RP has just launched their range of inserts. As I mentioned, Mini Kellys and Kelly Pochettes do not come with any sort of dividers on the inside. They just feature a single pocket in the back, and that is it. Previously, 7RP, you know that 7RP inserts are my favorite inserts. Now do keep in mind that I do have an ongoing relationship with 7RP, but this video is not sponsored by them in any shape or form, but I was sent their inserts for the Kelly Pochette and also for the Mini Kelly. So I have been testing the Mini Kelly insert, and I have to be honest, I did sneak this insert in there just to see what it would look like. So I'll make sure to put some pictures up on the screen here, and I'll share with you plenty of content over on Instagram too. But I did want to bring your attention to the fact that 7RP is now offering inserts for mini bags. It took them quite a while to develop these inserts because they do have that same plush feel as the original 7RP inserts, but they wanted to make them a little bit thinner so they don't take up quite as much space in a mini bag, which makes a lot of sense because when it comes to a smaller bag, real estate is so precious. You do not want to waste a single centimeter that you don't have to. So they wanted to keep that really plush, luxurious feel that we're accustomed to seeing from 7RP, because these are genuinely some of the softest things that you'll ever feel. But they wanted to make them a little bit thinner without compromising the quality. So I think that took them quite a while. And also when it comes to these inserts, they are genuinely custom made. Every single insert is handmade in France. So when it comes to them developing inserts, they don't just buy a single bag, take measurements and hope for the best, but they like to have a handful of bags on hand so they can test and try their inserts in several different bags, which is especially important when it comes to Hermes bags, which are handmade. Now, obviously, there are measurements that Hermes likes to stick to, but at the end of the day, there can be slight variations, and 7RP wants to ensure that their inserts will suit every single Hermes bag out there, or as many of them as possible. So It took them quite a while to bring this to market, but I'm really quite impressed and I cannot wait to start using this insert in this new Kelly Pochette because I think it is just a match made in heaven. I do think that if you have a pochette in Swift, you will appreciate an insert even more so than if you have a pochette in Ostrich, because to be really honest, this to me feels a lot more robust and sturdy than my Kelly Pochette in Swift does. But because the lining is so light and the entire bag itself is so light, it's definitely something that I will have to be incredibly careful with, especially when it comes to the lining. So this could not have come at a better time. And also another detail to point out here is that they did put some built-in card holders in here. So if you want to take up even less space in your bag, you don't even have to take a card holder with you because there are 1, 2, 3 card slots in here. You can of course always stack your cards too, and then there's an additional pocket here for, I guess, a lipstick, a lip gloss, or a lip balm, and it also has some edit quilting on the bottom just to give the inserts a little bit more support and your bags a little bit more protection. So they are now doing inserts not only for the Mini Evelyn but also for the Kelly Pochette and the Mini Kelly, and I do have a discount code which I think is G.P.S 40, and if that doesn't work because it's only valid for a limited time, I do have an ongoing discount code with 7RP, which is, I think it's G.P.S secret, but make sure that you check out my info box. I will have all the details linked down there for you, and honestly, I'm just so excited to have now an insert for this new Kelly Pochette, which will definitely make me a lot more confident because it is really not a bag that was made for everyday use when it comes to not only exotic bags, but especially exotic bags in such light colors. It is something that you do want to be quite careful with. And last but certainly not least, I did pick up something for you guys, and then I also have some fragrance samples in here, which I'll share with you my thoughts on the new Hermes scent in an upcoming video, because I am going to be doing a tiny little unboxing at one point next week. I am just still waiting on a couple of things to come in, so stay tuned for that. I'll try to remember to share with you my thoughts on the latest Hermes fragrance. But without further ado, I wanted to share this with you guys because if you saw my last Hermes unboxing, you may remember that I picked up a book from Hermes, which I got so many questions on. I got comments on that book. Some of you sent me DMs. So many of you were interested in that particular book, which I'm not surprised by because it is such a beautiful way to infuse a little bit of Hermes into your life and also to learn about Hermes. So I wanted to pick up a book for you guys, which is what's in this box. I'm not going to open it. I don't want to tamper with it. I want you to get it as it was beautifully wrapped for you, but it is the same book I bought for myself, which is titled From the Horse's Mouth. I think that's the title, and I bought the English version. It was actually the last one, so if you would like to get the chance to win this book, it could not be any more simple to enter the giveaway. All you have to do is be a subscriber of mine. So if you have not, make sure that you subscribe down below. Give this video a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram and let me know in the comment section what you are most excited for in 2024. It can be something on your wish list. Are you planning a trip maybe? Are you planning on moving? Whatever it is, whatever you are most excited for, it can be a physical thing, it can be something conceptual, whatever it is, please let me know in the comment section. I always love getting a little sneak peek into your life, so let me know in the comment section. But just a quick word of warning, I will never ask you to pay for anything, to send me your bank account or anything along those lines if you get any messages or anything like that. Just know that it is not coming from me. This giveaway is completely, of course, free of charge. It's open internationally and it's going to go on for 2 weeks. And I will announce the winner in an upcoming video of mine. So unless you see me sitting here announcing your name, it is not me reaching out to you. I will never ask for your personal information in a comment. I'll never ask you to send me a text. If you get a weird message and you're not sure who it's coming from, you can send me an email. I will leave my one and only email address up on the screen here because I would not want you to be taken advantage of. It is it's just not worth it. So please keep in mind, I will never ask you to pay for anything or text me or send me any weird messages. I will announce the winner of the giveaway in 2 weeks. I'll put the exact date up on the screen here in a video just like this, and then I'll ask you to email me. But if you're not sure, just send me an email. And again, all you have to do is be a subscriber of mine, give this video a thumbs up, make sure that you follow me on Instagram, and comment down below what it is that you're most excited for in 2024. And that is it. But my friends, this brings us to the end of today's very special Hermes bag unboxing. I cannot tell you how much you being here and watching means to me. Thank you again for all your support. It genuinely means the world to me. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And if you would like to see more of this bag and hear my thoughts on how the 7RP inserts work out, make sure that you keep your eyes peeled on my Instagram. I will give you plenty of updates there. But again, thank you so much for being here and watching, and I will see you back here with a new video really, really soon.